We've all been there. You're in a rush, you're running late, and you tell your boss that you're stuck in traffic, when really you just forgot your lunch at home and you're taking the scenic route to the grocery store. You get your food, you get to work, nobody's any wiser, and you feel like a sneaky little mastermind for getting one over on them. But then it happens again and again and again. The little white lies start piling up until you're knee-deep in a morass of deception. So what happens when we live like this? What are the unseen costs of living a life of lies? Let's find out. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology suggests that lying, even in small doses, can have a significant impact on our mental well-being. Researchers recruited 216 participants and asked them to recall a time when they lied. They were then given a series of psychological tests to measure things like anxiety, depression, and stress levels. The results showed that those who reported lying more frequently also reported higher levels of psychological distress. In other words, the more you lie, the more likely you are to experience mental health issues. But it's not just our mental health that suffers. Our relationships also take a hit. Another study published in the same journal found that people who lied more often had fewer friends and were less satisfied with their romantic relationships. Here's why. When we lie, even in small ways, we're essentially creating a barrier between ourselves and others. We're not being open and honest, and that lack of transparency can make it difficult for people to trust us. And let's face it, trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. Without it, our connections with others become shaky at best and non-existent at worst. Okay, but what if you're not hurting anyone? You're just telling little white lies to protect yourself or make things easier. Well, even then there can be consequences. You might be able to get away with it for a while, but eventually the truth has a way of coming out. And when it does, the fallout can be even worse than if you had just been honest from the start. Not to mention the constant stress and anxiety of trying to keep your lies in check. It's like walking on a tightrope. And honestly, who wants to live their life that way? So what's the alternative? The truth, as difficult as it may be, is usually the best policy. Sure, being honest can be scary. We might worry about how others will react or what they'll think of us. But ultimately, it's the only way to build genuine connections and lead a life free from the burden of deception. It's easier said than done, right? Well, it helps to have a support system. Talking to friends, family, or even a therapist can help you work through your fears and develop the skills you need to communicate honestly and effectively. It won't be easy, but the rewards will be worth it. At the end of the day, we all want to be seen and accepted for who we are. And that starts with being honest with ourselves and others. So what are you waiting for? Take the first step towards a more authentic and fulfilling life. Start by being honest, even when it's hard. It's not always easy, but the benefits to your mental health, relationships, and overall well-being are simply too good to pass up. So, do you relate to this story? Have you ever told a little white lie that got out of hand? If so, how did you handle it? Share your experiences in the comments below. Also, do you know anyone who could benefit from this advice? If so, please share this video with them. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching. See you next time.